Hey, how's it going? FlintEdge here. Coming at you today to show off my car garage. It's my first video I've ever made, and let's get to it. Here I have the Albany Roosevelt. Came with the St. Valentine's Day Massacre limited edition car. 6 people can get on it. It's got that old school feel, makes you feel like an old school gangster. Fun to go and rob stores and stuff in this sucker. Dress up like gangsters. Got the trunk on the back and it's got a really good feel to it. Should be black, but I painted it a nice blue. And still got the stock horn on it. Still got that old school sounding horn. I don't drive it very much, but it's good for 6 people, so anytime I would need to have 6 people in a vehicle, here I got it. Moving on, next car in my garage will be the Entity. Lots of people love this car. I like it a lot. I bought it at Christmas time, gave it to myself as a Christmas present. It's got some good speed to it, second fastest car in the game, good acceleration, good handling and braking too. It's good just driving around the streets in this car. Painted it my favorite color. It's got the stock horn and everything in it, so it's no special horns or anything. Like the way it looks, kind of like, to me it feels like it's some sort of like spaceship or something. It's one of my favorites. Moving on. Dinka Gesture. Bought this the day it came out. Did it up completely. Painted a nice blue. A lot of my cars I paint blue. I like blue. And put most of the flashy stuff on it. Put the big fin on the back. The smaller fin was nice, but the big fin just, it's like showing off. This car's got some good handling and good speed to it. Won a few races with it. Tried it out. If you're going to get a sports car to do races with and you pick this one, you should get lucky and you should win quite a few races with it. It's got some good handling and speed to it. It was a good buy. It's got a stock horn in it as well. Put the fancy spin tires on it. Got the same as the Entity. Go to the next car. I like this car, the Turismo. The only thing is, I've never won a supercar race with it. It's got good handling. I find it's got good speed just for cruising the streets and everything. If you're going cruise up and around the highway, go up and along the entire highway around the long way, I find that you're not gonna get into a lot of accidents, because some of the other cars like the Entity and the Adder, you're going so fast sometimes that you end up hitting a guy. You can't get out of the way. This sucker, it doesn't have that speed, and that's one of the things I wish I could up the speed a little bit more in it. Probably win a few more races with this guy. For the price, for the handling and everything, it's just, it's great. It's just I wish it was a bit faster. It's one of my favorite cars. I love the way it looks. I mean, I don't have a Cheetah, and a lot of people have compared this car, the way it looks, to the Cheetah. And I think this one looks better than the Cheetah. I really like the way it looks and handles. I've just never won a supercar race with it. Maybe I'm just not good enough in this car. I put the high-end fin on the back. The lower profile fin looked nice, but I like the higher one. Gave it more of a high-end race car feel to me. Move on. Got the Vista. The only car out of the Beach Bum Pack I liked. Everything out of the Beach Bum Pack is really one of the only things I really liked. I guess I liked the speedboat too, because at the time they gave you the speedboat for free. not a lot of people use boats, so why not take the free one, right? So I've got the fin on the back, same secondary color. I got green and blue. Got green hubcap tires. Got the big tires on it too, the off-road tires. Got the big exhaust. Shoots sparks out of it when you're driving along. Looks cool. Not a lot to this car, but you know, it's just a fun off-roading type car. And one of the only ones I've changed the horn to. Moving on to the Rapid GT. It's one of my favorite sports cars. For a while, this was my only sports car I had in here. I used to have a few classic sports that I ended up selling off just to get the other new cars when they came out. I like this one pretty much because it's got the robo roof. It's got good everything all around. It's not the fastest sports car, but it's damn near close to one of the fastest sports cars. I like how the roof goes up. It's got good acceleration. It's got good traction. I just find it's a little stiff when you turn, so you gotta be careful when you turn. You might turn really wide. That's the only thing I find with this car that I don't like, is it seems to turn. The steering's a little bit stiff, but you drive it around a little bit, you get used to it. Just driving the streets, some kid decides to chase you and try and shoot you down. It's easy enough to lose him in this sucker. Just weave through a bit of traffic, and then he usually hits the traffic, and you just take off. The coil Volta, I think it's pronounced. I'm not sure. It's basically the Tesla in real life, but this car is one of my favorites. I gotta say, it's not the fastest supercar at all. I think it's the fastest accelerating car, because when I use this on in races where you have a lot of tight turns and you're turning a lot, I find I always end up winning in this guy. I've won a few races in this sucker, and I've won like by a good margin, like 20-30 seconds at times. So I love the way it sounds. It just hums as it's going down the road. Just have this light like humming sound as you're cruising along. Definitely a good car just to go cruising in. Some kid decides to chase you and he's in a faster car. Just make a couple of turns, go down an alleyway, make another turn, shoot up the street. He's not going to catch you. If he's in an adder or an entity, he's going to have to turn, slow down, pick his speed back up, turn again, slow down, pick his speed back up. You're going to turn, you're going to slow down, turn, pick your speed right back up to top speed, hit the end of the alleyway, turn, pick your speed up to top speed. By the time he's anywhere near to try and catch up with you, you're long and gone. I'm not saying it's the best. I'm just saying it's one of my favorites. I love the way it looks. I love the lines and everything. The ZType. I bought this car and kind of thinking like, I'm probably just going to sell it really quickly. I don't think I'm going to sell this car because it's one of my favorites now. It's classic sport. It's got good speed, good acceleration. Doesn't turn the greatest. It's got a bit stiff turning, and the brakes are terrible. But you know what? You got some cops chasing you, and a couple of them make a roadblock in front of you. Hit the gas and plow through them. You got some weight on this sucker. It's the only car I got with chrome on it. Got the secondary color chrome there for the back end, and kind of loops up and kind of comes up through the front. I think that makes it looks cool. I just painted it black. Thought it looked better that way, better than a green or a blue or anything like that. Just a straight black with the chrome. Thought I made it look badass. When I drive this thing, I put on a suit and tie usually and just drive around like a rich man. I do drive it, so I just don't think I'll ever get rid of this thing. I like this car. And the Adder. It's one of my favorite cars too. I don't drive it around town that often because same with the Entity, because I find if somebody blows it up for no reason, if I have it parked outside, you still have to pay to get it back, even though you didn't destroy it. But yeah, if I'm in a server with people who aren't insane, or if I'm on a server like right now by myself, I'll drive this car around, definitely. It's got decent handling. It's the fastest car in the game. You get some insane speed with this car. I bought this car really early in the game when they gave us the package. Rockstar gave us the $500,000. I purchased this car along with it, and I've never regretted it. I've seen on many forums people arguing which car is better, the Adder or the Entity. I couldn't tell you, because I've won races with the Entity, I've won races with the Adder, and I've won races with the Volta. Over here, I've won races where you get a lot of tight turns. You can use this car, and it's great for that. It's basically, out of the two cars here, it's whichever one you like the best, I think. I like them both. It's funny, when I got them both, they're both kind of across from each other, like they're staring each other down. And my last car, I had a Bravio Bison here. When I got the Roosevelt, I traded it in, sold it, because it's like I don't need two 6-people cars. I only need the one. And I bought the Stinger. And when I got it topless. It was just a total random draw thing that you either get it with a top or without. I got it topless, painted it the nice green. Thought it looked good, the green. And I don't usually use this for racing. It's not really the fastest classic sports car, but I think it's one of the best looking. I mean, I like the way the ZType looks. I had a JB 700. I traded in for the Dinka because I wanted to try the Dinka, and I never drove the JB. You know, it's a cool looking car, but I never drove it around really. This car I do drive. I just drive it. I just take it out and I drive it around. Sometimes I play a few missions with it, but nothing that I have to do anything too hardcore. It's not the fastest, and it doesn't have the turning. Kind of drifts a bit when you turn, I find. But in terms of just the way it looks, I love the way this car looks. And this is my first garage. We got 2 garages now in Grand Theft Auto. I'll do another video showing the second one. Alright, thanks for watching, and click the like button if you enjoyed this, and I'll try and make more videos like it. Thank you, goodbye.